Hi CW, you're the first person. Can you help me just check if you can hear me clearly? Because I haven't tested my audio yet, but okay, wait, let me hear myself first. Can, right? Okay, I suppose there's no double sound. Hi, YZ. Okay, hold on, let me just test and listen to my... Okay, I think it should be fine. Yes, can hear. Sam Pei Fong. Okay. Okay, just give me a few minutes to settle down. I think we can wait for people to join also. Anyone won anything for, was it yesterday, the Kahoot? I think it was yesterday, right? During teacher Judy's lesson. Okay, hopefully you have already settled down, downloaded the worksheet. Is the booster program for free? CW unfortunately is not free, right? But I don't think it is expensive, right? And it is pretty worth it. And plus, if you sign up for the Science P6 booster program, right, it will be Teacher Jody will be the one that's taking the program, all right? So if you enjoy her lesson, during the weekly live, I'm sure you will enjoy even more. Okay, during the September PSLE booster program. Anyone here like P6 is there Kahoot? Jacinda, there's no Kahoot for me today. Low battery or no charging. Okay, hold on. I already switched on my charger. Okay, I hope that's not gonna become a problem later on. Okay, so just hold on for a while. Hopefully all of you are like had a good week. Actually, in fact, I haven't seen you all for 2 weeks. Hope you all had a good 2 weeks, right? Was it like, I don't remember, 14 days ago? Okay, National Day wasn't like finished yet. Okay, hopefully you all had a good National Day, great celebration. I think all the PSLE oral exam is already over already, right? I'm not keeping track of it, but I heard like people talking about the Chinese oral topic and talking about the English oral also. Was it the for the English, the day one was difficult, day two was easy, something like that. Okay. Hi. Okay, wait. I cannot read all that star symbol thingy. Hopefully you can tell me your name. Hi Asher. Okay, we're gonna start soon. Just hang on for a while. Okay, for those, okay, maybe I will talk about that later. Okay, after that, when more people are joined. Okay, today we're gonna go through P5 Term 3 revision. Okay, so it shouldn't be too difficult today's question, right? It should be quite chill, quite easy. Okay, I am going to slowly get started with the MCQ first. Oh, your name is Athena. Hello, Athena. Hopefully you are in P5, or even if you're in P6. Yes, okay. Even if you're in P6, I think you should be able to learn something. Okay, but today's topics shouldn't be that difficult, all right? Okay, I'm gonna get started with the first MCQ because the first MCQ is very easy, right? So which of the following can be used to differentiate between birds and insects, right? So hopefully my recording is very echoey. Okay. The fake teacher Judy. Okay, let me check my audio mixer first. I don't know how to make like noise suppression is off. Okay, let me try and do some noise suppression. Medium maybe. Let's see. Okay, audio echo reduces echo and enhance your when using computer speaker. Okay, let me try and turn that on also. I'm gonna save microphone settings. Okay. Okay, I try to apply the I think there's some noise cancellation or something. Let me know if it is better. Okay, but I want to get started with one question first, all right? So that you can, you're the fake teacher Jody. Okay, CW Hall, you let me know if it is still echoey, right? Along the way, but let me just go through one question first, all right? Okay, the first question, which of the following can be used to differentiate, okay, between birds and insects, right? So this is kind of like your P3P for animals, right? So hopefully you'll still remember your characteristics of birds and animals. Birds and insect, right? So characteristics of birds will be like the outer covering is feather, right? They have a beak. Okay, they can fly is not one of the characteristics that we use to distinguish a bird, right? They lay eggs. Okay, in fact, insect they also lay eggs, right? So for insect they have three body, oh no, okay, a bit squeezy parts, right? And then they have they also lay eggs. Okay, they have a hard outer covering, right? Okay, pardon my handwriting, but hopefully you can see. Okay, it's a bit squeezed in the live, right? So insects, they have three body parts. They lay eggs, they have a hard outer covering, right? So birds, they have feather, right? Outer covering of feather. They have a beak, they lay eggs, right? If the presence of wings, but both can fly. So presence of wing is not something that we use to distinguish, right? Ability to fly is also not something that we use to, okay, distinguish. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. The number of legs, right? So insect will have how many legs, right? This is a unique characteristic, right, which any other animals do not have. I'm running out of space. I'm going to try and point it to here, right? They have 6 legs, right, or 3 pairs of legs. Okay, so this is definitely something you and I don't have. Any one of y'all got 6 legs or 3 pairs of legs? Let me know. Maybe you're an alien, but okay, so the number of legs is definitely something that we can distinguish, right? Because birds definitely do not have 6 legs. Okay, insects will have 6 legs. Ability to fly, remember, so we don't use the ability to fly to distinguish between bird and insect. Presence of wings also, right? Because there are mammals such as bat, right? So bat also have wings, okay, but they are classified under mammals. Method of reproduction, definitely not, right? So method of reproduction, if you all still remember, right, only mammals, they lay eggs. Okay, mammals, they lay, lay eggs, they give birth, okay. And then all the other animals, they lay eggs. This is primary 1. This is supposed to be for primary 5, Rosedale. Okay, P5 revision, we are like moving into the end of the year already. So for P5, I think you all should be going through system, right? Should be going through electrical system. I know some of my students, they're going through water cycle, okay? But you all should be, I think, almost done. In fact, you all just finished your WA, right? Okay, if I'm not wrong. All right. So in this case, okay, number 2 is definitely the answer. All right, so hopefully you'll still remember the characteristics of animals, right? All your different the groups of animals, right? Mammals, bird, insect, amphibian, reptile. There's one more. I think I missed out. Okay, yeah, I think that there should be 6, right? Science prelim tomorrow. Oh, Capybara, good luck. I don't know, work hard. Try to sleep early. Don't revise until too late. Don't drink coffee tomorrow morning, right? Okay, good luck for your science prelim and all the best. All right, I think you worked hard. Whatever the outcome of your result is, hopefully you're proud of it. All right. Luckily, you're in P5, Azure, but next year will be your turn. You died for mathematics today, YS. I think there are some people who like mathematics and some people who don't like mathematics. Okay, I am someone who like both mathematics and science, so okay, don't worry. I mean, if you don't do well for your prelim, I think you still have a few weeks to catch up, right? And really understand what is your weakness. Okay. Right, let us go through the question number 2. Okay, question number 2. Okay, let me zoom out a bit. Right, Shanti conducted an experiment by placing 4 different objects A, B, C, D. Okay, there are 4 different objects gently. Okay, because they don't want to spill, right, any water out, so prevent water spillage, right? I don't know if it's double L or single L, but anyway, you all get the idea. Okay, so into each of the following measuring cylinder. Okay, so this is a measuring cylinder. Remember, measuring cylinder, what does it measure? Okay, it measures volume, right? Okay, so with 400, not 400, so 40 ml of water, 40 ml of water, as shown below. Okay, so there are 4 different items, right? A, B, C, D, which is labeled over here. A, B, C, and D. Okay, P5, yes, Coco. This is for P5. We are just going through general revision, so you may see questions from P3, P4, P5. You definitely will not see questions in P6. All right. Okay, so which of the following statement is correct? All right, so number 1 says that object A has the smallest volume. Okay, so we can roughly we can calculate what is the volume of the objects, right? Okay, you need to do a bit of mathematics, unfortunately, Capybara. So math and science, both you also don't like. So this question need to do both math and science. Do both the things that you don't like. Okay, so this one for A, you need to do a bit of like simple calculation, right? 120 minus 40. Okay, why minus 40? Because there's 40 cubic cm of water, right? So this is going to be 80 cubic cm. 80 cubic cm is the volume of object A. You like maths but don't like science. Okay, so hopefully your mathematics will be able to carry you through this question. Okay. Okay, then you do the same for object B, right? I'll try to change the color so you can see clearly. Okay, object B will be 160 minus 40, right? Which is equal to 120. Okay, cubic cm, right? So this is for B. And then for object C, oh no, okay, it's in the middle. So I'm gonna estimate it to be around, okay, 140, right? Minus 40. Okay, which is going to be 100. Okay, I'm not going to write the unit anymore. A bit lazy. You might be cooked for science. Okay, don't worry about it. What's over is over, Capybara, right? So if the more you worry about it, I mean, don't need to spend time worrying about it. Okay, go and enjoy, relax, just chill, right? Okay, the last one is 120 minus 40 also, which is also equal to 80. So basically, object A and D, they have the same volume. Right, so when they say object A is the smallest volume, this is wrong because A and D, okay, are the same volume, right? Wait, you did your science today, so how is it? You're cooked also. Everyone is cooked. Don't worry, okay? If you are cooked, Capybara is cooked, everyone is cooked, then everyone is equal, fair and equal. So then nobody is cooked. Okay, option 2 over here says that object B has a volume of 160. Okay, object B has a volume of 160. Where is object B? Okay, this is definitely not true, right? Because we already know that the volume of object B is 120, it's not 160. Okay, 160 is the volume of the water plus object B. Right, so this is also wrong. This is 160 is equals to water plus B. Okay, then object 3, sorry, not object 3. Option 3, okay, option 3, objects A and D, they have the same volume. Okay, so we already figured it out, right? Object A and D, they do have the same volume, so very straightforward, right? But remember, when you're doing MCQ, right, even though we already see the answer, but remember to continue on and check number 4, right? Because you don't want to make any careless mistake. Okay, number 4 says that object C has the smallest, object C has a smaller volume than D. Okay, hold on. Object C has a smaller volume than D. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm looking at B and C, and I was like getting confused. Okay, so this is wrong because object C has a bigger volume than D. All right, scare me for a moment. I thought like, oh no, is there some problem with this question? Okay, so this is absolutely wrong also. C is actually equal to 100, right? D is equals to 80. So we know that C is actually bigger, right, than D in terms of volume, okay? So we know that the correct answer is option, oh, cannot see. Okay, let me scroll up a bit. Okay, correct answer will be option 3. All right, okay. So I think this is going to be a good chance for me to try and run some ads for our PSLE online booster program. Okay, it will be happening from the 8th to the 10th of September. Okay, unfortunately, it will not be free. Okay, but I'm sure if you attend it, then you will turn from being cooked to become uncooked. I don't know if that will happen. Shameless ads. Okay, we need to make a living. Okay, Capybara. So let us make a living. Even if you watch anything that's also commercial. So this is now the commercial time. All right. So I don't remember who is taking for English and mathematics, but I do know yeah, nothing beats a Jet 2. Is it Jet 2? Whatever holiday. Okay. I do know that the teacher that's conducting the science will be teacher Jody, right? So if every alternate week you've been attending teacher Jody's lessons and you like her lessons, right, do sign up, and I'm sure you're gonna learn a lot more during our PSLE booster program, right? Because a lot of the questions we actually pick them out, right, and make sure that we go through all the questions that are difficult, right? Go through those questions that has a high chance of coming out. Okay. Okay, so if you are interested, okay, remember to find out more. Hopefully, I will not see you. Hopefully, teacher Jody will see you. Okay, and I'm done. Yes, commercial break is done. All right, let us go to the next question. How much is the booster program? I really don't remember, and I don't want to give you the wrong info also. So the best is you go into the AGrader website and find out about it, okay? And this is not a job application. Chance? How can I like have a job application like hire me? Is it scroll up? Okay, I'm scrolling up. CW. Okay, hold on. Athena is back after the commercial break. Okay, right. So let's move on to question number 3. Okay, the bar graph below shows the amount of food, organisms P and Q eat, okay, at different stages of their life cycle. Okay, so obviously, we know that this question is on a life cycle, okay, and I also know that Evan's science prelim was easy. Okay, actually, if your science prelim is easy, that is bad news, because it means you're not like gonna learn a lot of things. Actually, your prelim should be difficult, right? Then from there you will learn more and you'll be better prepared for PSLE. All right. Okay. So the amount of food for organism P, right? A, B, C. Okay, we can see that this is 0. Okay, why is it 0? Okay, hopefully you're thinking, right? For organism Q, there's E, F, G, H. Okay, there's 2 zeros, right? Okay, I think from here you should be able to infer that P is probably an organism that goes through 3-stage life cycle, right? And then organism Q is probably going through 4-stage life cycle. Okay, yes, I'll try not to spam the answer. I think everyone knows what is the answer, but I'm trying to offer you more than the answer, right? I'm trying to teach a bit more, so just listen, and maybe someone will have a genuine question, then they can, because if you keep spamming, then nobody can ask a genuine question, all right? Then nobody's going to benefit, all right? So let's try not to spam the answer, all right? Okay, I think stage A is the egg stage, right? I think this is the egg, and I think this is probably the young, and this is probably going to be the adult stage, okay? And same goes for E, right? E is gonna be, I think, okay, egg, then lava, because it's 4-stage life cycle, right? And then we know that during the pupa stage they do not eat, okay? And then adult stage, okay, they're gonna eat a lot of food. Actually, during the lava stage, they should eat more. Okay, but never mind, doesn't matter, right? So, 4 children made the following statement about the bar graph. Okay, Tay said that B and F are the larva of the 2 organisms. Okay, I think you all should be smart enough to know that B and F definitely are not the larva, right? Because if it's larva, then both of them are going to be going through a 4-stage life cycle, correct? So we know that Tay is probably not very good in his science. If Tay is going to take his PSLE, he's going to be cooked, right? Felice says that A, E, and G. Okay, wait, let me see. Okay, A, E, and G are the egg stage of the 2 organisms. Okay, Felice also not very good in her science, right? Because A and E, okay, we already infer that it's probably the egg stage, but E is not. Okay, E is probably the pupa stage. All right. So Felice is wrong also. Okay, let me write down their mistake. Okay, because G is equals to the pupa stage. All right. B and F. Okay. B is equals to young. Okay, it can be also a nymph stage, right? But I'm not so sure which is the one. Alexa organism P does not have the pupa stage in its life cycle. Okay, this is possible, right? Because organism P, right, goes through a 3-stage life cycle, right? 3-stage life cycle. So this stage B is either, you know, a nymph or young, right? It depends on whether it's an insect or not, right? Okay, Z, organism Q. Where is organism? Okay, organism Q has the nymph stage in its life cycle. Okay, so this is definitely wrong. Okay, because if it goes through a 4-stage life cycle, right, will not have the nymph stage. Okay, so if the question is asking who made the correct statement, then pick the one that you pick. Okay, so Alexa is the one that is the only one that you should pick. So okay, number 2 is the answer. Just now, those who picked number 2. Sorry, I got to scroll up a bit so you can see the answer. But anyway, you already know what is the answer, right? So don't need to wait for me to show you the answer. But maybe this is the time where I ask if does anyone have any question to ask. Let me scroll out the chat first, but because there's a lot of spams, so it's going to be very difficult to see. Okay, if there's any genuine question. Okay, Evan, you understand fully. Good. Okay, what about the rest? Everyone is happy. Octopus is here. Someone send me a rose. Arisu Grey Red. Okay, Athena is also okay, right? Everyone okay? Then, all right, I'm gonna move on slowly to the next question, right? Okay. Oh, okay. Next part will be the OEQ part already. Okay, so okay, yes, Athena. Right before I start, wait, I see the chur, then I get kanchong already. Like, yes. Oh, now dot also call me chur. Yes. What's wrong? Do you have a question or something? Yes, Athena. Your chur me. Then I don't see any question. CW Hall needs question 2. But question 2 is like so. Okay, let me just scroll up quickly. Okay, CW Hall, what were you doing when I was going through question 2? What paper is this? This is a P5 science paper. Saifi, I hope that will answer your question. Oh, I was advertising. Actually, I was about to run another advertisement for Octopus. There's no Kahoot today. Blue Card today, or no, there's no Blue Card or Kahoot today, right? I think the Kahoot was yesterday during teacher Jody's lesson. Okay, CW, are you done? Okay, actually for question 2, if you were not listening, then you would have missed out on a lot of info. Okay, yes, you're done. Okay, thank you. Right, but let me go through question 4, all right? Slowly. Can I get the mic a little higher? What? Okay, you are like, I don't know, typing some rubbish again. Capybara. No wonder your science is called Capybara, because you keep typing rubbish. Okay, come. Let's move on to question number 4. All right, you all can see. Okay, Kaising placed 2 pieces of bread, okay, in 2 identical containers, and. Okay, so once you see the word bread, right, and 2 identical containers, you know what's coming your way, right? Yeah, I know the capybara is singing a song. That's what I was upset about. Like, I thought you were asking me to up the mic or something. Okay, but anyway, right? So bread, identical container, you know fungi is coming your way, right? This question is probably on fungi. Okay, M and N, they are sealed with a cover, and then there is this substance P that absorbs water. Okay, so if there's a substance P that absorbs water, that means look at this substance P over here. Okay, so that means in this container over here, right, container M will have no moisture, right? Okay, no moisture or no water, then you should know that probably the bread will not grow anymore, right? So from the surrounding, okay, so there's water over here, there's bread. Okay, so I suppose there's going to be some spores in the air, because there's always spores flying around. Okay, so let's read part A first and find out what does part A want you to do. All right, so part A is saying that after 2 days, he noticed some green and white spots growing. Okay, so this green and white spots, okay, you know for sure it's going to be fungi, right? Okay, fungi, they need what to grow, right? Remember your WOW, right? So water, oxygen, and warmth. Okay, teacher, I'm only cook for Chinese unless you can help me. I can help you fail your Chinese. Confirm plus guarantee, okay? Because my Chinese is like also rock bottom. My Chinese is a solid rock bottom. I can help you fail your Chinese, and you want English also, okay? But I can help you pass your science. Maybe I can help you do a bit better for your science, all right? Okay, so after 2 days, he noticed some green and white spots growing on the bread in container N, right? So we already figured out, right? Like, speed up. Okay, I will speed up, right? So don't talk any more rubbish. Okay, but not in M. Okay, so we already know M will not have any fungi growing because there's no water, right? So state what is the green and white spots. Okay, so the green and white spots are fungi, or you can say that they are mold. Okay, so I'll prefer to say that they are mold. Okay, because this is bread mold, right? Okay, fungi. All right, so okay, I should write mold actually, but never mind. Okay, this is a P5 RE. All right. 89 is quite good for your Chinese YS. Okay, don't be too depressed, right? Unless you're aiming for like perfection, okay? But life is never perfect, all right? Okay, let's move on to, once we figure out that this is the green and white spots are mold, then, okay, why did Kaising need to seal the containers tightly for with a cover for his experiment, right? So the reason why you want to seal the container tightly, okay, is to ensure that it is a fair test. Okay, so this is kind of like a P6 level kind of question, so you can learn something from it also. How does it ensure that it is a fair test? Because when you seal it tightly, then the outside, okay, factors, okay, will not, okay, I'm running out of space, will not affect, okay, the, okay, experiment, all right? So in order to ensure that it is a fair test, right, you need to make sure that all the constant variables are, okay, there, right? You cannot have more than one changed variable. So in this case, what is the changed variable then? Okay, although the changed variable is kind of like substance P and water, right? But the changed variable will be the Senc. Okay, I think I spelled it wrongly, but never mind. Later I correct it. Okay, of water. Okay, so it is to ensure that the any one of you can help me spell presence. Okay, while I continue with part B. All right. So once the containers are sealed, right, then the amount of water vapor in the container, okay, Presence. Okay, Presence. Okay, thanks, Octopus. OU1. Okay. So to ensure that the water vapor in the surrounding, right, do not enter the container, right, and that will not affect the growth of the mold. So the growth of the mold is only affected by the amount of water vapor that's inside the container. All right. Okay, so to answer this part B, right, you can say it is to ensure, okay, that the water vapor, okay, in the surrounding, or you can say outside of the container, right, okay, does not enter the container. One bonus bug, sure. Come and Octopus, come and look for me at Sengkang CC AGrader Center. I'll pass you 2 bonus bucks. Okay. Okay. Does not enter the container and affect. Okay, the growth. Okay, of the bread mold. Okay. Okay, because the changed variable is the presence of moisture or the presence of water or the amount of, okay, not really the amount of water vapor, okay, the presence of water vapor, right? So in this case, you can say to ensure that the water vapor in the surrounding, or you can say to ensure that the moisture, right, okay, does not enter the container and affect the growth, okay, of the bread mold. It will be good also to, like at the beginning, say to ensure a fair test, okay, and to make sure that the water vapor, okay, do not enter the container. Okay, so any question, right? I think I'm moving a bit too fast, so may run a commercial break in a few minutes. Stop. Okay, wait. Okay, I'm stopping. Okay, let me scroll up and see if there's any question. Okay, I don't see any question. Okay, other than hold on, no sound detected. Why does it say no sound detected? Can you still hear me? You can still hear me, right? Why 1 mark so long? Okay, there's no wait, Dumbo. Okay, there's no guideline where 1 mark you need to write how long or how short, because sometimes 1 mark you can write longer, sometimes 2 marks you can write shorter. All right. Yeah, my handwriting is big. Yes, that's another reason. Yes, I got big chunky handwriting. Cross the line as in, yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, you don't have to write within the line. I mean, there's no such a rule that you have to write within the line. Okay, they should provide 3 lines. Why don't you create your 3rd line, Octopus? Right? Okay, create your own future. Wow, Pei Feng says I have a nice handwriting. You see, right? Even though I don't have a nice handwriting, but Pei Feng is nice enough to give me some encouragement. For explain question, do we need to write a fact, observation, and conclusion? It depends on the question, but it will be good to write down fact, observation, and conclusion. Okay, usually for girl, right, I'm trying to answer your question. Observation and conclusion, you will have to write it if, let's say, the question comes with an experiment and with result. Okay, the fact I think that you're talking about is the science concept. Yes, you also need to use science concept. I think you're using another type of answering technique, but the short answer to girl, your question is yes. I think whatever you said is a very good guideline for you to write a very good explanation answer. Okay, what did you say just now? Fact, observation, and conclusion, right? I think you said these three. Okay. Okay, no question. Then I'm gonna scroll to the next question. What is bonus bucks? Bonus bucks is something that we give to our students who attend our the physical lesson. Then they can use the bonus bucks to exchange for things. They can exchange for toys, exchange for I think some snacks, and exchange for a lot of things. Yep. So it's like a reward for the students. Okay, I mean, we can also use it to punish our students. Okay, let's go through the next part of the question before someone scold me again. Kai-Sing kept a pair of leather sandals in a dark and warm cupboard. Okay, so for a year and forgot about it. When he took it out again, his sandals were covered with white spots. Okay, so leather products, right? If you have any leather products at home, okay, then you will know that if you keep it in the storeroom for long, okay, you will definitely because dark and warm, right, usually it will also be humid. Okay, if you don't know what is humid, that means a lot of water vapor, right? So can I say many a lot of water vapor, right? Okay, so if there's a lot of water vapor, right, then and it is warm, right, in the storeroom there's going to be oxygen also. Okay, it is the perfect spot for fungi to grow. So we also immediately know all these white spots, they are fungi, right? Okay, so if they're asking for you to explain why, okay, explain why the white spots were able to form on his sandals. Okay, so this one when explaining, you need to use your science concept, right? So SCIENCE concept. Okay, so there are a lot of different types of answering techniques that you can use, right? But the concept will be, because there is warmth, oxygen, and water, right? This is the three factor which I mentioned. Okay, actually it is mentioned over here in the question. So in a science question, you really need to read through and pick out what they are trying to tell you. All right, so when you're explaining, just say, oops, okay, why is it still purple? Let me change it to blue. Okay, there is warmth, oxygen. Yes, nugget. Wait, well, I'm writing like I cannot multitask. So if you cheer me, like, then I get distracted. Okay, there is warmth, oxygen, and water present. Okay, in the cupboard. Okay, I thought it's storeroom. Okay, for mold to grow. Okay, when is Kahoot for this week? Han, I think the Kahoot was yesterday, if I'm not wrong. Anyone attended the lesson for yesterday with teacher Judy? Is there no? Okay, I don't remember. I might have remembered it wrongly. I don't remember. Yesterday was booklet. Are you sure? I don't think we will run a booklet, but okay, but okay, wait, let me just continue with this question first. Okay, so it's important to talk about your science concept, which is oxygen, warmth, and water, which is needed for the fungi to grow. Okay, are you sure, Han? I think you are like trying to scam me. Okay, I don't think teacher Jody will run booklet with your okay, again, right, do I have time or not? Okay, I think I have time. Let me just quickly, I think y'all don't have any question, right? Okay, let me just quickly again run a short commercial. Okay, so if y'all are cooked for your PSLE Science Prelim, English and Mathematics, right, don't worry, you still have a chance to uncook yourself. Oh, Faith, you're not done, sorry. But okay, wait, let me just switch it off. Okay, for you, Faith. Okay, so sign up for the our PSLE prelim bootcamp. I think sorry, not prelim bootcamp, booster program. Sorry. Okay, for science, I know that teacher Jody will be the one that's hosting, and actually today we were discussing about it, and I think we will be running booklet during the September bootcamp. This is some insider news for you all, okay? Don't say I say one, right? Okay, so done, right? I hope you are done. Let's move on to the next part. Okay, actually I'm a bit thirsty. Let me drink some water. Okay, Han, to answer your question, yes, we are considering like running some blue during the boot camp. Okay, and who was the one? Octopus, yes. Are you friends with teacher Jody? Yes, at least for the past 3 years, because I've been working with AGrader for 3 years, right? So I know her for 3 years, but I don't know her before that. So are we friends? Yes, we are friends. We are like working colleagues. Okay. All right, cool, everyone. Okay, let's move on to the next question, question 5. All right, let me focus on this question 5. Okay, Erica cut the stalk of the white flower into half, so she cut it over here. Okay, into half, right? So hold on, let me highlight. Cut the stalk of the white flower into half as she was placing half of the stalk in a beaker of red colored water. So this is where the red colored water is. The other half broke at part X. Okay, so this is the part where it broke, right? This is the part where it broke. Okay, so the broken part of the stalk was left in a beaker of blue colored water. Okay, so this is the like very sad looking broken stalk that is left in the blue colored water, right? And she then left the setup overnight in her classroom, right? So this one is okay. Immediately you should know what type of question this is, right? This is about your plant transport system. Okay, so she cut the stalk, placed half of the stalk in the red colored water. Okay, so by right, the red colored water should travel up the water, okay, carrying tubes. Okay, all right, and by now you should also realize that means once it reach part A is gonna turn okay, turn red, right? But unfortunately, because over here it broke, right? So part X is not gonna absorb the blue colored water, and part B will just remain the same, right? Remain the same as the white flower. Okay, it's not gonna turn blue. So if part A asks you what would Erica observe for at part A and B, right, the next day, then you should know what to do. Okay, so the question just require you to write down what will you observe. Okay, so I'm gonna say I will observe that part A, okay, of the flower turns red. Okay, I'm sure you all know what's the reason behind it also, right? But okay, part B. Okay, is it gonna turn blue? No. Okay, part B of the flower remains the same. Okay, it's better to say remains white, okay, instead of remains the same. Okay, I actually wanna okay, any question? Wait, I saw someone say it remains Faith. Yes, okay, but B remains white. Okay, very good. Sorry, I wasn't reading because I cannot multitask that well. So now I'm scrolling up to see if there's any messages that I missed out. When did AGrader TikTok live starts? Wait, okay, Octopus, I'm not so sure. Are you talking about the timing, right? We usually start at about 7 p.m. Octopus, and then I think the whole live thing started early part of this year. Why B never become red since there's only red is absorbed? Okay, because the tubes are like that's for David, right? Because the tubes are okay straight, they don't cross into the other side. Okay, so if you cut it, then it will go this side, but this side there's nothing that's absorbing. Okay, so imagine the water carrying tube like a straw. Okay, so it doesn't cross into the other side. I'm trying to answer David's question. All right. Okay, let me move on to okay. Then in part B, they want you to explain, right? Explain your answer. Okay, so I'm gonna explain. Let me scroll up a little bit because I think you all cannot see. Okay, so you definitely need to talk about the water carrying tube. All right, so I'm gonna start off by saying that the water, okay, carrying tubes of the stock, okay, in the red, okay, I don't have enough space, colored, okay, water, okay, transported water, okay, to part A, okay, turning it red. Okay, then remember to talk about the part B also, all right? Because over here, okay, the question asks you to explain about part B, right? So when they ask you to explain, you need to explain about A, okay, and B, right? So take note of this. So for part B, it's gonna be very simple also. You can say, however, okay, part X is broken, right? So, okay, and it could not, okay, absorb any blue, is it blue? Yeah, blue colored, okay, water into the okay, water carrying tubes. Okay, at the okay, I'm gonna add a bit more side of part B. All right. Okay. So remember when you're explaining, right? Please remember to mention the water carrying tube because a lot of students actually miss out. A lot of students just say that the water could not be the red colored water, right? Could not be absorbed, okay, and could not reach part A. Okay, so turning it red. However, for part B, right, part X is broken. So remember to say specifically X is broken. Okay, because if you don't mention this, then the examiner is going to treat it as if you don't know. All right. Okay, any question? Let me try to scroll up and see if there's any question. Okay, no question because you are talking about some song again. Okay, happy space AGrader Learning Center give me more bonus bucks. Okay, good. I think there's no question. Let us move on to the next part. Okay, so I think this part also not too difficult. Okay, but it looks like a different question. Okay, Erica pollinated similar flowers to produce fruit A on the plant, okay, to produce a bigger fruit A, she removed the outer layer of the stem of the plant, okay, which contained the food carrying tube, right? So usually once the question says the outer level, right, so immediately you should relate that it is talking about the food carrying tube. Okay, I'll try to scroll up a bit, right, so you can see, okay. But this kind of question on the, like, they remove the food carrying tube so that the fruit will become bigger, I hope this is not the first time you all saw this kind of question already, because it's very common in P5 to encounter this kind of question. Okay, so just now I forgot who said that haven't copy finish, but I hope that you are able to finish, because I want to move on already. Oh, Evan, you said that you haven't copy finish. Okay, I hope you are done. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Okay, if you're not done, let me know. But let me answer this question first. Okay. So for part C, okay, explain why bigger fruit was produced by Erica when the outer layer was removed. Okay, wait, I saw someone answer. Okay, I think it's Thanos. Thanos. Okay, the food accumulated at that area plus 5 bonus bucks. What? You cheat my feeling, because I thought you were gonna give me the answer. Then I don't need to answer it myself. KKXMN. Okay, you have science prelim. Good luck. Have fun. Alright. Okay, never mind. I think I just got scammed by someone, so I thought someone's gonna give me the answer, but no. Alright. So the idea is very simple, right? When the food carrying tube is removed, right? So all the food that is made by the leaf, food made by the leaf, okay, will go into the fruit. So they will not be, okay, not transported to other parts of the plant, okay, like for example the roots. All right, so this will ensure that all the food made by the leaves over here, okay, will go into the fruit, so it will make it bigger. All right, so hopefully you'll understand. Okay, I'm gonna write down the answer. Okay, when when the outer layer, okay, of stem is removed, right, food carrying, okay, tubes are removed, okay, and so the food made, okay, by the leaves, okay, they cannot be transported, okay, to other, okay, parts of the plant, okay, and so more food, okay, is gonna be stored inside the fruit. Okay, better copy fast. Okay, so when the outer layer is removed, okay, actually this part you all don't need to write, it's a bit extra. You can immediately say when the food carrying tubes are removed, okay, and so food that is made by the leaves, okay, cannot be transported to other parts, right? So therefore, more food will be stored inside the fruit, making it bigger. Yes, so much for 1 mark. Okay, Actually, you can further condense it lah, because the main idea is just the highlighted points, right? Food carrying tubes removed. Food that is made by the leaf will not be transported to other parts and will be stored in the fruit. Okay, that's the whole condensed idea. But of course, we try to write a bit more, right, so that we don't get penalized. But don't write the wrong thing. Okay, so if you write a bit longer, but whatever you write cannot contradict your answer, right? Okay, we're left with 5 more minutes. Let's try to go through the last question quickly. I think we still got one more question left. Okay, I'm gonna go through the next part, right? So if you are not done, maybe at the end of the live, then I'll try to scroll up again for you to see. Okay, question number 6. Okay, an experiment was carried out to investigate photosynthesis in 3 plants. Okay, for 1 day. The plants were placed in different places as shown in the diagram below. Okay, so the different places are open field, dark room, and room beside window. Okay, so we already know this is the changed variable, right? And if it is talking about photosynthesis, plants make food. Okay, so you know that the one at the open field is gonna receive the most light, right? So therefore it probably can make the most food, right? Dark room, oh no, okay, it's gonna be the least light, okay? And then by the window, I think it's gonna receive light, but not as much as in the open field, okay? So the graph below shows the amount of sugar produced in the leaves. Okay, in this case, the sugar is talking about the food. All right, so for part A, based on the information, okay, based on the information provided, they want you to label the 3 graphs over here with A, B, and C, right, to show the amount of sugar produced or the amount of food. Okay, I'm sure you know that the most will be A, correct, because it's in open field, and then the least will be the one in dark room. Okay, so this will be B. All right, so once you identify the most and the least, okay, the last one will be very easy. Okay, C is the one in the middle. Okay, deal or no deal, teacher? 1,000 bucks for top 10 if we hit 20k. No deal, nothing for me. What do I get? I get nothing. If you want to make a deal with someone, there must be some benefit for the other party, right? If I get no benefit, then no deal. Han. Okay, come, let's move on with part B. So part B is us. Okay, part B wants you to explain how the following variables will affect the result of the experiment if they are not kept constant. Okay, the number of leaves will definitely affect the result, right? So because with more leaves, then they can make more food, correct? Okay, so we're gonna explain this. The number of leaves, right? So with more leaves than the plant can trap more light and make more food. Oh no. Okay, sorry, someone is at my door, but I can't answer it. Okay, and make more food. All right. Okay, so more leaves, trap more light, definitely will make more food. Okay, so with varying amount of food, then it is going to affect the result of the experiment. Okay, so next, who is am I don't know who I is. Like I am not gonna answer. Maybe it's ghost or yeah, I don't know. Okay, because I'm working now, so I can't answer the door. Someone wants to rob me. Oh no, then I better don't open the door. Okay. Okay, then what about the amount of water? Okay, so I don't know if I don't think y'all will be tested on photosynthesis because nowadays photosynthesis shift into P6 already. Okay, so but anyway, I think most of y'all over here are also P6 students, right? Okay, so you know that photosynthesis requires water, okay, carbon dioxide, right, and the presence of light. Okay, so with more water, okay, taken in, okay, by the plant, okay, also causes, okay, the plant, okay, to make 1,000 bucks giveaway. Yes, yes, yes. Tonight, when you're sleeping in your dream, I will send it to you. Okay. More water taken in by the plant causes the plant to make more food. Okay. I don't want to be as famous as teacher Jody. Okay. I want to be like an unknown person. Okay, that would be the best. All right. Okay, we got one last question. Like okay, let's quickly run through this. Okay, the graph below shows how the amount of sugar produced in the leaves of the plant in pot A change at different time of the day. Okay, so pot A is which one? Okay, hold on now, let me see. Pot A is the one in the open field. Okay, so okay, I think it makes sense for it to go up and go down, right? Because over here at 12 noon, this is where there's gonna be the most amount of light. Okay, and then as the day progress, you know, the amount of light will decrease. Okay, so it makes sense for the amount of sugar produced to decrease, right? Because with lesser amount of light, then the plant is going to make lesser food. All right, so for part C, okay, part C is asking you the amount of sugar produced in the plant decrease between 9 p.m. and 12 a.m. Okay, explain why. So 9 p.m. and 12 a.m. is when it's nighttime, correct? So definitely no light. Okay, so this is at night. Okay, so at night, probably some of you might be already sleeping at 9 p.m. right? So the answer will be quite simple and straightforward. Okay, there is no okay light from okay 9 p.m. to okay 12 a.m. So the plant okay cannot make food. Okay, yep. So for part C, okay, that is gonna be the simple answer, right? So I don't know how many of y'all like at P5 had already learned photosynthesis, but I doubt so. I think this year probably you will not learn photosynthesis. Okay, probably will be in P6. But for those who are taking PSLE, I think this will be a good revision for your PSLE. All right. Okay, let me scroll through if there's any question. Give us bonus bucks or I will leave and rate you 1 star everywhere. And okay, sure, octopus. If that's how you want it to be, okay, I can't stop you. But it doesn't really affect me. Okay, anyway, any other question? Let me see. Give us 9 bonus bucks. Okay, I don't even think like all the AGrader tuition center add together will have 9 bonus bucks. Okay. Octopus bonus bucks is no way representative of any currencies used in monetary exchange. Athena, your handwriting is good. Thank you for like tolerating my handwriting, but I hope you can see my answers. Even if you can't see clearly, I'm sure you'll understand. All right. But okay, any final question before I call it a day? Like unfortunately, there's no Kahoot for me. I also don't remember when is my next Kahoot. But okay, before I go, I'm gonna shamelessly again like run some commercials. For our PSLE online booster program. Okay, remember if your science is like not very good, if you want to improve your science, right? Sign up for the bootcamp from 8 to 9 September, right? You'll be hosted by the best science teacher in Singapore, right, teacher Jody. Okay, I'm sure you will want to receive some tips and tricks from her. Seriously, ad again, yes, YS ad again. Running shameless ad. Okay, for the last 5 minutes. Yes, right, teacher Jody. Okay, the best in Singapore, JB, and even Batam. Okay. All right, but yeah, I hope y'all will maybe attend the weekly, at least attend the weekly TikTok live. Is definitely gonna benefit you. All right, Fok. Oh, sorry, let me off the commercial first. Which one are you like? You wanna copy? Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it on a while more for Fok because Fok says he or she is not done yet. Okay, happy space. Yes, yes, yes. I see you. Okay, Athena. See you next time. Yes, happy space. Okay, don't spam. Why no light? Wait, what light? 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. where got light, hun? You live in which part of the world where 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. there is light? Moonlight, moonlight. I don't think is strong enough. Okay, Fok, are you done with copying? Or you're the fake teacher, Jody? Okay, if you are done, I will see you in 2 weeks' time. Right, enjoy, have fun, and I think your prelims should be ongoing. Right, don't take it too hard. Right, just try your best. Study hard and be happy with your result. Okay, life goes on. You will proceed on to secondary school, and I'm sure next time you will look back and be happy about that. You put in a lot of hard work for your PSLE. Right. Okay. Bye.